Shovel Knight. My, does this game get talked about quite a lot these days. Aside from being one of the few well-known Kickstarters to follow through what it says on the tin, it's received high praise as just being a very good callback to the great platformers of the 80s, such as Castlevania, Mega Man, and even Mario. But now the game's been around for about a year now, and hey, it's even received some new completely free DLC, but I'll get into that at a later time. Over a year later, does Shovel Knight still hold up? Well, I wouldn't be reviewing it unless I wanted to find out, so let's dig into it! I made a pun. So much like the games that inspired it, Shovel Knight's story is very simple. In a time long since past when adventurers roamed the land, two of the most well known of them were Shovel Knight and his trusted companion Shield Knight. However, a terrible incident happens at the Tower of Fate, when a cursed amulet wrought its terrible magic sealing the tower and Shield Knight away. As a grieving Shovel Knight digs his life away, the land is seized by a league of bad knights, namely these of the Order of No Quarter, led by the nefarious Enchantress. And now with the Tower of Fate unsealed, Shovel Knight embarks on a new adventure. Not much else to say here. Like I said, it's reminiscent of the simpler plots of the games of the 80s, so no real complaints here. The presentation also falls onto this category. The graphics are actually very well done, the sprite work is excellent and well animated, with an overall aesthetic harkening back to the days of the NES, much like everything else in this game. It's overall well done, and the various backgrounds and locations are beautiful as well. The music of course follows suit, with this composer, Jake Kaufman, who's known for his work in the Shantae trilogy and the upcoming Half Junior Hero, spreading his wonderful tunage onto this game, and it sounds absolutely incredible. Tons of well-known 8-bit tunes ranging from soothing and calm to frantic and fast-paced. Overall, the soundtrack is kick-ass as all hell. Again, much like everything else in this game, Shovel Knight harkens back into the 8-bit era video games, especially when it comes to its gameplay. The world map is very reminiscent of Mario 3, where there are locations on the map which you make your way to, including towns and of course, boss stages. The boss stages are split into 3 sets. When you defeat the first lot of Knights of the Order of No Quarter, the next one will reveal itself. During stages, Shovel Knight's controls overall very pleasant to control. He can jump like the heroes of Yonder, and he can swing his shovel to do, well, pretty much everything. Kill enemies, reflect projectiles, pogo off enemies DuckTales style, and funnily enough, be used as a shovel to dig up gold and other such secrets. Secrets are a very common thing in this game. Certain walls contain secrets such as money, treasure chests that contain tons of money, and even small bonus sections where you can find music seats, which when taken to the bard in town, gets you some cash and allows them to play it for you. In case you haven't noticed, money is a pretty big thing in Shovel Knight. It's used for just about everything. You can buy meal tickets which increase your health, rune bolts which increase your maximum magic, different armors with different effects, power-ups for your shovel, and finally in each level you can find a man named Chester who lives in a treasure chest. I guess the housing crisis is pretty bad in Days of Yonder. But regardless, when you find him in every main level, he can sell you one of many relics, which are tools that can be used similar to sub-weapons in Castlevania. Personal favourites of mine include the Propeller Dagger, which allows me to dash through the air, but nothing compares to the awesomeness of the Chaos Sphere. It allows you to fire energy balls that bounce about rapidly. This is useful in the stages, but it absolutely destroys boss battles. One more thing you can purchase with your hard-earned moolah are a pair of chalices that when taken to the Trample Pond can be used to obtain one of 3 very useful power-ups, such as a temporary treasure magnet, brief invisibility, or even a full restore. The level designs some pretty great stuff. Each of the Knights levels has their own set of gimmicks that makes each one of them incredibly well thought out and unique. So while Spectre Knight's stage may have you platforming in the dark with the odd lightning flash for some visibility, Mole Knight's stage features giant bouncy beetles and lava. The levels of course spread hidden goodies and secret areas rather plentifully throughout each of the Order of No Quarter's levels, and it's also fairly challenging to start, but gradually gets very difficult until it gets to freaking Castlevania levels of hard, where you're dying multiple times each level. When you do die, you lose some of the money you've earned and respawn at your nearest checkpoint, but the money can be easily reclaimed should you get back to where you were without dying. The checkpoint system also has a risk and reward system to it. You can just use the checkpoint and everything's fine and dandy, or you can actually destroy the checkpoint, and while it does give you some extra spends, it also stops you from being able to respawn from there, so use it with caution. Bosses can either range from pathetically easy to pretty dang hard. They all bring their own unique challenges to test your skills to the max, and they all are pretty fun to fight. There are also extra bosses you can find on the world map that alongside challenging fight, give you some more cash and prizes. And yet with all these extra boss fights, Shovel Knight still clocks in around 5 hours on average. And that's not even mentioning the exclusive content certain versions of the game got. PlayStation owners were treated to a boss battle with Kratos from the God of War games, which netted them a pretty sweet armor that gives Shovel Knight a combo attack. Xbox One owners received a pretty sweet gauntlet and boss against the Battletoads that nets Shovel Knight not only combo moves but also a very useful sprint ability. And Wii U owners got... well, an amiibo? Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason Nintendo seemed to miss out on their extra free boss battle. Which is a shame, as I feel a boss fight against the likes of Mario, Link, or even Pit would have been a pretty cool idea. Heck, maybe even a Pit armor that gives him a double jump. You're throwing away money here, Yacht Club! But regardless, going back to Shovel Knight a year later was a very pleasant experience. The level design is fun and challenging, Shovel Knight's control is pixel perfect, and the music kicks so much ass I kind of feel it's some of Kaufman's best tunes. It's a wonderful 2D platformer that I can recommend not just to retro knock jobs, but to anyone out there that likes a challenging jump and dig platformer. Now, we are not exactly done talking about Shovel Knight for quite yet, as during the writing this review, an update for the game came out that gave us our first free campaign. So I will see you guys next time for Shovel Knight Plague of Shadows.